G'day everyone, Jaimunji here, and I am here with René from Mercenary. How are you, my friend?
What's up, man? I'm good, man. And thank you, man, for having me.
No, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much for staying up late. I know the time difference between yourself and me in Australia, it's a bit wacky, but I appreciate you taking the time out of your day.
Yeah, it's no problem, man.
No, thank you. But wow, 10 years. It's been, well, nearly 10 years. I believe the last album was released, what, mid 2013, if
Yeah,
I'm right?
about summertime. Yeah,
Yeah. What,
I think so.
what have you been up to? Like 10 years, that's a long time.
Yeah, yeah we did some tours after releasing Through Our Darkest Days, and then we had some different difficulties with our drummer. We didn't quite see eye to eye, so we had to go our separate ways.
Yeah.
And then we had some trouble actually finding the right drummer for the band, and we started writing music. I think around 2016, and we just wrote a lot of songs and put a lot of songs together in the rehearsal room, and then we took some songs and kind of put them away and put some new songs on the table, and a lot of us got kids as well. Again, I had my first daughter was in 2009, just around when we were touring a lot with Architect of Life.
Yeah.
So I've always been touring and having kids, not always having kids, but touring while having kids. But I think the other guys, were Jacob is a bit older than me, and when he got, he has two girls, and I think he just wanted to take some time off to actually just focus on being a dad as well. So we've had some time to focus on the family while still being creative in the rehearsal room as well. So we didn't stop meeting up. We're still meeting up once a week.
Oh, wow.
It being a band, so for us, it just kept on going. But for the world, it was kind of like, where the fuck's Mercenary at, man? They're gone.
That's it. And that's what I was going to ask you, because a lot of these bands that it's funny, a bunch of you kind of disappeared at the same time. Mercenary, Into Eternity, Scar Symmetry, you guys kind of all released something around 13, 14, and then it was just kind of silence. But I know a lot of those other bands kind of, members switch in and out, they go their separate ways, and they're starting to get back together and do stuff now. But it's interesting that you guys were kind of all practicing, rehearsing, getting together and meeting up during that time frame. I had no idea that was the case. That's really interesting. And writing as well during that time. You said you started doing it in 2016. How many of those songs from, I guess 16, 17, 18 have you kind of kept for the new album? And how much has been, I guess, how much pre-COVID songs do you have, and how much post-COVID songs do you have for
I
the
think we
album?
have some pre-COVID songs, but they have been rewritten quite a bit. We for this album, we really wanted to. You just have to tell me if there's too much noise in the background.
It's fine. It's pretty good.
Okay. He's like his dad, he's a noisy bastard. So. but we have 10 songs on this album, and we have, of course, the two singles that we already released from the Ashes of the Fallen and Where Darkened Souls Belong, and but the songs have really always been like we've been working on them to kind of like get the songs to really be the best version of themselves as possible. And I really think that this album, for me, it's definitely the album where I feel that the vocals have been, I've really been pushing myself this time. It's not like I was slacking or just doing like 80% on the other albums, but I really feel that I had the time to really visualize and go in deep into the songs and see which kind of vocal styles I want to really like elevate the song with. So it's been a fucking awesome process, and it's been long. It's also been long for us because we really want to get the music out, but we also wanted to get the music out at the right point, when we felt it was ready. So, but I can understand that there's a lot of fans that has been thinking, well, will it ever actually show up, this album that they have been talking about? But I can assure you that I just heard the final mastering, and it's sounding fucking solid. So I can't wait.
Mate, going off the last two singles, and it's funny, I was going to bring up your vocals in particular because I was just re-listening to some of the old stuff compared to the new stuff, and you can definitely see the difference in production quality. But the range in your voice, I'm a singer myself, and I just don't know how you get such a that high emotion through your voice and those high notes, and your gutturals and your low vocals as well sound so, I don't know, just so clean and crisp. But I don't know, it's bizarre. That was a big thing. I was just looking at it. It's a weird thing to say as well because you're also the bass player in the band, right?
Yeah.
You normally great singers like that I find in bands normally also don't play an instrument in the band. You know, it's kind of one or the other. But yeah, for you to do both at the same time, it's just incredible. But yeah, through the last two singles, the vocals, and I'd say the guitar work in particular is just absolutely fantastic. I believe Jacob's also doing some of the keyboards for this album.
Yeah, Jacob and Martin actually
Oh.
has, they're really, these guys are, I've been knowing them for I've known them for, I think, 20 years. And they still, seem to amaze me in many points because he just went above and beyond on this album. You know, Martin has always had a great ear for putting a song together. And Jacob, always brings these crunchy, riffs that really just give the music this mercenary feels because
Yeah.
he's been in the band, for ages, and so his sound is very much this classic mercenary sound. And then we have Martin who puts in the big melodic stuff and the big leads and guitar work and all that. So and then they did the keys as well. So it's just it's fucking amazing. I love these guys, and I always say to them that they always make me look better. I'm proud to be in a band where they actually make me sound like I know my shit. So
No, we mean. Well, it does. It sounds like $1,000,000, man. Like I'm sure you guys are absolutely happy with it. I'm surprised you actually said 10 songs for the new album because you guys don't write short songs. You'd be clocking near an hour, I'm guessing, on this one.
it's a long one, but yeah, we actually we have been, we've been writing a lot of songs, and
Yeah.
of course we couldn't release all of them. So we have some songs, that we definitely wanted on this album now, and then we have a song that we're saving, kind of for a single after the album, and then we have some songs that we haven't quite finished writing yet. So we still, and we also needed to change up our way of writing stuff, because we're an old band, so we kind of like wrote an album, recorded the album, released the album, did a tour or did 20 tours, and then we went back and wrote another album. But today, you have to like release an album, release a single, and always just keep writing and keep making yourself just throwing stuff out there. And I think that's something that we've been bad at, because we grew up in a different world as musicians. So the young bands, the kids that are rising up today, 25 years old, and just like they really know a lot of stuff about like pushing the music all the time, and I think we've been quite bad at that.
Well, it's different. Like, there's no more kind of lining up at the record store for a midnight release for an album. I remember, I'm in my mid-30s. I remember still doing that in my late teens. You'd go, I think Metallica would release Death Magnetic, and you could still go to the record store for a midnight release to get it. Now,
that was awesome.
Yeah, with Spotify, it's just the second it hits 12:01, especially me in Australia, I get the music before everyone. So
Yeah.
you just stay up late one night. But it's one of those things, and that's what I was going to ask you as well. It's since it has been 10 years since you guys have really released an album, was the whole process of marketing and going in there and writing, have you matured in any way from what you did in the past? Have you looked back on, wow, I can't believe we used to record like that compared to how you're doing it now?
In the old days, we always went to the studio with like maybe 85% of the album done, and
Oh, wow.
with the writing done, and then I used to do like a lot of vocal stuff on the spot in the studio. We're talking about what about this part of the song? She would put up on some black metal vocals, so she would do some screams, she would do some melodic stuff, and I remember being in the studio for 12 hours straight, just screaming and singing and shouting and grunting and all that stuff, and just being like tired to
Yeah.
the bone. And then Jacob and Martin would be like, could you maybe do a couple of screams on this piece as well? And it's like, fuck no, I can't scream anymore. I'm tired. I want to go home. And I'm just, so the process for me was very, very stressful. And I always found myself, like just really tired at the end of the recording. And this process has been totally different because Martin has set up his own studio now, and we for the first time we actually recorded the full album in our own studio, at home. So yeah, and then Jacob did the mix and the mastering. So and Martin has been, he's just been fucking awesome. He recorded the drums and the whole sound was just fucking awesome.
And I guess Martin, you don't have a deadline, as well.
Oh, we didn't have the same deadline, and every time we have known Jacob Hansen for ages, and we always, he always treats us really well. He's like the fifth member of the band, but he's he needs to take a certain price, because he's a fucking great guy and he's fucking awesome. And but it does burn up a lot of money if you have to stay in the studio for weeks on. And for this, for this album, I went out to Martin's place and I recorded vocals and I recorded all the vocals that I could, and then I went home and listened to the vocals. And I was like, well, this is good, but this could get better, and maybe I should do this. And so I had time to really feel the music and just, and then get back to it and make it even better. So I think it's just, and me and Martin are, he's good at, doing the vocal harmonies and all that. So we always do this stuff together, and it always works out really well. So.
Yeah, well, it's shown on the last two singles, and getting to that as well. You just said before you finished listening to the master, so I'm guessing we're not too far from the album coming out.
It's I can promise you that before you hit summer and you're sitting with a beer, and in Europe, I can't. When is it summertime in Australia?
Right now.
I really
so
wish I were
winter.
I wish I could jump through the camera. Yeah, but when you're putting on your gloves, then. No, but it's not gonna be long now. It's gonna be out before summertime here in Denmark, and so everything is. We've just had the artwork as well, and we're doing the last couple of touches on this. So everything is really just going smooth so far. So yeah.
You got any music videos in the pipeline, or are you going to kind of stick to a lyric video for this release?
Like I said before, some of the guys, not me, but some of the guys are a bit old-fashioned and don't really think the music videos do a lot for the music. And I can't agree with them that it's not, it's not because we got like thousands of views on the couple of videos that we did, but I still feel that it's the visuals for the song is a great, thing to do. So there will definitely be lyrics videos, and there will be some music videos as well, in some sort. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that. Thank you so much for coming here. Is there anything else you wanted to kind of plug about the album that we could slip in here, or?
I'm just gonna say to you guys and to you as well that this album is definitely gonna bring back some of the harsher elements of Mercenary. So if you've been sitting out there wondering why is he singing so much and yelling so little, or why is the guitars a bit low in the mix, well, at this time you will definitely not be disappointed. We have it all in this album. It's gonna be aggressive. It's gonna be it's gonna have the big hooks and all the big choruses, and Martin has just, he's made some of the best leads he's ever made for an album. I think it's really, really good. So I'm just hoping that people will feel this way as well, and that the last 10 years has not made like Mercenary not stand out from the crowd. So yeah, because there's a lot of fucking awesome bands out there. So. Yeah,
there is, but look, I think it's long overdue. I think the people are missing you. I've been reading the comments. Some of the boys from Trivium have even posted about the new album coming out. Corey and Matt seem to be huge Mercenary fans.
It's hard, the Trivium guys are fucking amazing. I can't, Matt has been like a fucking trooper about Mercenary for the last many years, and And I can't, you know, Trivium is just, yeah, fucking awesome guys. Yeah.
No, really. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure everyone else is looking forward to it. Trust me, if you've got a music video, I'd love to do a reaction for it if you'd have me do it.
Yeah, of course, man.
But until then, mate, it's been absolutely awesome to have you on the channel today. I wish you all the best, and I'm so excited for the new album.
Thank you, man, and thank you for having me. And I'm gonna put the little one to sleep now.
Good idea. Good luck with that.
And I'll give you a heads up when we have any videos ready. Man.
Beautiful. That sounds awesome, dude. It's been a pleasure. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah, likewise, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Thanks, dude. You have a good one.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
See ya.